And we're back once again, only on it is Last Call. Last Call to Alcohol, only on the Last Call podcast YouTube channel. Now, joining me here on the line, this man, well, they got rescheduled. We were excited about it. Now it's going to be pushed back to December. A little bit of a post Thanksgiving present between two guys who just love to throw hands and knock people out. We're looking forward to it. This man hopes to break his two-fight losing streak, and well, he's aiming to do so. It's going to be once again joining us here back on the line. I give you it is Bigi Boy himself. I give you Jairzinho Rosenstruik. So let's start off with a big question, Biggie Boy. Is everything okay? Because we were worried, we were concerned you're going to retire, but you were running for politics. I heard so many rumors why this fight wasn't happening. Now it's back on. Is everything going according to plan? Will we be seeing on December 10th you versus Chris Daukaus?
Definitely. I'm preparing. I'm almost done, and it's gonna happen in 4 weeks almost. So, yeah, I'm keep fighting. I'm feeling good about fighting. I'm not retiring anytime soon. Um, yeah, I just needed more time for the fight. I had some personal things that I had to get done. So now that's all settled. So I'm back on track.
I know we're not going into too much detail because you want us to keep it, very private. You're a private guy, so you won't. But on this part, how tough is that sometimes? Just asking for time, like, man, I need more time for personal because it's easy when it's an injury. People say, all right, yeah, we get it. It's a foot, it's a knee, it's a back, it's something. When it's something more personal, whether it's family, whether it's mental health, how tough is that when, even though it's becoming more accepted in the society, in MMA, it's still keep going. Hey, rub some dirt on, you're fine. But there is no such thing as mental health issues. We just, you have a drink, go to a gym, you work it out, you figure it out. Like for you, how much did it take for you to go? Look, there's something I got to take care of, and it's not a physical issue. It's something a little more different.
Actually, it wasn't that difficult. It's more like this: you ask your fight, and then you got time off, and then you just let the UFC know again, like, I'm ready to go from this date to this date, or from this date, and then they're gonna schedule your fight. So that was the case, and then I needed more time, so I asked for that, and it wasn't the issue at all. So I got rescheduled, and what I'm thankful for is, yeah, I mean, if you need more time, that's what you should get. You don't want to go in there out of shape, or you just want to go there, be ready, and for whatever is coming.
Let's talk about your opponent. It's you, Chris Daukaus. He's in a similar position as you are. He was the guy who started off very hot. He was riding off at one point, a pretty, impressive four-fight win streak in the UFC. A lot of people were talking high about him. Then he's ran into two buzzsaws and Derek Lewis, Curtis Blades. Like you, he's fighting a two-fight losing streak now. So when you see him, what does he bring to the table? And is this more of a fight where it's like for you, all right, I know what he's going to do. He's my size, my kind of, build. This is a guy who I feel like he's just perfect for my wheelhouse.
I mean, fighting is never perfect. I mean, everybody has his own skills. We're gonna see how the fight's gonna go. One thing I know, I'm excited to go back in the octagon, and I wanna, yeah, bring myself back up. So I'm looking for this win, with no whatever he's gonna bring to the table. I'm expecting everything. I'm preparing myself as that. So yeah, I mean, what he brings to the table is for him. I'm gonna go in there and make sure I'm stopping.
When you have a guy like that, though, I mean, is you? And I know you, as I said, you focus on you. Your team focus on you. You guys aren't big on the. Well, if he does this, then we can do that. In terms of scouting, but seeing him fight, and he's fought on big cards, so you probably have seen him. I mean, do you? I know I won't say easy, but is it something that it's just more similar? He's a meat potatoes guy. He uses wrestling to set up his striking. He's a big, heavy-handed guy. Likes to come in there, throw shots. Is it easier compared to the last two guys where Curtis Blades, pure wrestler, Volkanov is a big, tall guy who not many 6'7" guys, 6'8" guys around of UFC. I mean, is this more something that's sort of almost a basic sort of kind of fighter for you?
I mean, if I have to look at it as that, we are the same height, same build, not too big from each other. So it's you never can say it's gonna be easy or it's gonna be hard. We are heavyweight, so whatever it is, I think he's a much lighter heavyweight than me. So that means he's gonna be a little bit faster. So maybe those things you gotta be aware of what he's gonna do, you know. So I think that's most of the thing I can think of. Like will be different.
We're gonna go back to this fight in a bit. Taking back to the last fight, it was you versus Alexander Volkanov. Before we get to the fight, take me to the lead up because it was you had a fight scheduled in February, and we go, yeah, it's you, Marcin Tybura.
Yeah.
It's and then it gets rescheduled, and then once
But
again, it's you're fighting April 9th. It's gotta be once again you, Marcin Tybura. Gets canceled. He gets sick, and unfortunately, he gets non-COVID illness, and then now he's out. Then you
yeah.
get Volkanov. How tough is that sometimes when you've been preparing the last couple of fights for once again a guy Tybura who's a lot like you, stand-up fighter, kickboxing, more
I mean,
volume and power, but still a good fighter. Then you get a guy who's completely different.
I mean, the lead up to all to the fight, I can't say it was all bad and stuff. You know, I got myself injured like close to the fight, like 5 weeks before the fight, and then I decided to take some therapy. Take some. I took 10 days off, and then I went back into the camp. Yeah, but how the fight went down has actually nothing to do with that. The way the fight got stopped, I still not you know I don't accept the way it goes, but it happens. I feel like I got robbed, but then you go again. It happens. You can't do nothing about it. We talk about it, me and my team, see what we can do, and then yeah, it was like that. And then you got to go forward. So preparing myself, I got a new opponent. So you got another thing to look forward to, and go in there, get your hands raised will make me feel much more better than how I felt the last fight, and with all the situation behind that.
I was gonna say, when did you make peace with that decision? I'm not saying accept it, but just not let it get to you because I'm watching it here and I understand the anger. I mean, you get dropped, you're still not out, you're still there, you recover, you're getting back up. He stops in between the fight, and for you, you're going, "What the hell here?" Usually you give me some time that I can recover here. And there are a lot of people online who even thought, okay, this is kind of once again a bad stoppage. How long did it take you not to just let that fester and boil for you? That hey, I got screwed again. This isn't fun.
And that's a lot of there was a lot of things that go around with that fights, like after the fight, and then personal issues came around. Uh, yeah, it's not that easy to deal with all the things, but thank God I have the right people around me, you know. So especially my management, they helped me through the whole situation, and make sure I get back on track. So yeah, that's most of it for me. Like it was a difficult time, but we passed that now.
Worst injury I've ever heard. It's almost a mental injury, and you've probably heard it's the yips. And there's been baseball players, golfers, basketball players, football players. They all get it. They'll start, they'll go through a rough streak, and next thing you know, they have trouble doing something because hey, they've lost their confidence, they've lost their fastball, they're not sure what to do, they overthink things. You know how it is for you with these last. You're 2-4 in your last six fights, and it's not like you're losing to bad fighters. Nagano, Gagne, Blades, Volkanov. Volkanov fight very disputed. Blades, Gagne, and Nagano, pretty good fighters. Neither of them. The last the middle two guys couldn't finish you. Like, How big is it not getting down, not just second guessing yourself and getting into that mental funk?
I mean, it's gonna be hard. It's hard. I can't. I'm not gonna say it's easy, and I just got through it like that. You know, it is hard, and but you got to bring yourself through. I mean, that's life. It's not everything is gonna go the right way or the good way or the perfect way what you want. But soon as it go certain ways that you got to take care of it. You got to handle it. You got to handle yourself. And I feel like when bad time comes, we handle it well. I can't say me because I have a whole team with me. I have good people around me, so I get all the help that I needed, and yeah, I'm happy that I have those people around me, so I can deal with those problems.
So how did you handle it? Because there's a lot of people who are in your situation in different ways. I mean, whether it's people who've lost their job, people who have gone through funks, people who have, all of a sudden lost money in the stocks, stuff like that. They're in the same boat as you. So how did you do it? Like you mentioned the people around you've helped. So how did you get past it? And what are some of the things you've learned to do to sort of focus
At
on the
first,
future, focus on the positives, not dwell on the negatives?
I felt like I needed vacation, so I went out for 10 days and then came back. And the only thing that works if you look at the whole picture, it starts with what can you do and what can you do best. So fighting is what you can do best, and this is your bread right now. So the first thing I start doing is training, but uh, different mentally. Uh, Dealing with myself. I read a lot, play a lot of chess, just to keep my mind on something else than fighting. I was doing a lot of cardio, strength and conditioning, instead of jujitsu class or boxing. No, I was doing different things. I was cycling, things like that. That's how I dealt with it. So, and it helped me well. So I didn't have to think about hitting people, getting hit, things like that.
I got to talk about chesting here because that to me is just I get to cycle, I get to working out part because everybody tells me to do that when I'm frustrated. Chess is something I've never heard. Now I've always thought that was something that's the opposite because it is mentally just it's like golf. It mentally will break you at times where you're just looking there going, why can I move his piece? Why can't this go that? This makes no sense. I'm starting to get pissed. Like, what is it about for you chess that you went, okay, this is
For
this
me,
is
with
peaceful. This is what makes me just feel better.
for me with chess, I play online, play against a lot of people. So I play, I win, I lose, and then you go back and put down the piece or put the challenge where you kind of made a mistake, and I'm start working on that, and that relax my mind. When I get tired, well, when I'm playing chess, I get tired a lot, like mentally, physically, not mentally. So I go to sleep after. So that helped me a lot. Like when I'm not training, I'm not working out. I mean, I'm not doing anything. It's hard to sleep because my body's not tired. I'm most active at least till 2 a.m. at night. But while I'm playing chess, I'm getting to bed like 10, 11. I'm already down. So that helped me more, and also reading helped me to get to bed early. I think that's one of the most important things for me. I want to get my body rest, relax, and then yeah, that's my hobbies right now, like chess, reading. Play a lot of video
So
games too,
what do
but
you like to
lately
read
I
then?
didn't.
Because
One more time.
like what do you like to read? Are you one of those Tom Clancy guys? Do you like, you know, autobiographies? Like what's on the I guess the library of Yarzina Rosenstruck?
I have a lot of romance. I also have action, drama. Yeah, and first I start to read the Strict story, like the Marvel books, the Donald Ducks. I used to read that a lot. I had a whole collection, and then I started with like real books, big books. Yeah.
Just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we got Yarzina Rosenstrike, and we're talking all things, of course, at Bigi Boy here about reading, about chess, mental health. We're talking this upcoming fight here once again. Now this is going to be happening once again. It's going to be December 10th. It's going to be UFC 282. Once again, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's a stacked card. How much do you enjoy that? Even with everything going on, even with just all the turmoil that's happened this year, whether it's been controversial losses, injuries, or canceled fights and everything here, that they're still putting you on, big cards. They're still, but they're still putting you on the cards where there's possible bonus money, a lot of eyeballs. Like, how big is it for you knowing that the company still has a lot of faith in you?
Yeah, I mean, the UFC giving me a lot of opportunities. For me, is now to make it happen and still in the run. So it means a lot. And as you asked, as you mentioned, deal with problems or deal with things like injuries. Is Deal with the injury is the most hard part of the sport. Yeah, that's the most dangerous and hard one. Like, yeah, you go in your head and stuff. So I think that's most effective stress.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I give you the heavyweight striker turned thespian turned chess player. Soon as going to be a grandmaster. I'm guaranteeing it here. Once again, I give you it as Biggie Boy himself. I give you Jairzinho Rosenstruik. So, Biggie Boy, before we go, where can fans once again check you out at? Where is the Twitter page, Instagram, the website?
Nah, I
How
mean
can
on
fans contact?
Nah, I mean the fans can always contact me through Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook on the Jairzinho Biggie Boy Rosenstrike, and on YouTube it's Jairzinho Biggie Boy Rosenstrike as well. So if anybody has something to ask, you can just reach out and I make sure I answer that.
Yeah, Zeno Rosenstrike, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are always on. A pleasure having the show. He'll be fighting. It's going to be December 10th, only in Las Vegas, Nevada. UFC 282. Pravachka versus the Share 2. Check your time local listings for details. We come back. A lot more going on here. Only on it is Last Call. Last Call, the alcohol. Only on the Last Call podcast YouTube channel.